Buenos dias, señores y señoritas. We are at Coldwater Golf Links today. This is D-Lud Golf. We are playing GS Pro. We got a Garmin R10 behind the little garage golf simulator setup. If you're not familiar with the channel, just check out the first couple holes of just GS Pro because I forgot to click the swing cam on for a few holes. So we will run through these shots. Unfortunately, no swing to go with them, but golf is all results based anyway. So I thought it was a few holes. It was only a few shots, and we almost chipped in for birdie there on one. Coldwater Golf Links. Let's talk about it just a little bit. Really like the layout, actually. It's got this sort of country club feel. Seems to be relatively, I'm not going to say it's like the most unique course in the world is how I'll put it, but enough interesting holes and enough challenge to make it a fun round here. So let's keep it going here on 2. Had a bad drive on a long par 4 and came up way short. Tough pin location here in the front of this little kidney bean, and that's not going to make it. Starting off with a bogey on 2 and heading over to the 3rd, which is our first par 5 of the day. Little dog leg left, lots of room out there. I see what I'm working on there with the drive. Not sure if that paid off on that one in particular, but I can see what I'm doing. Bounce. I almost made it back to the fairway, but 208 into this par 5 and the pin's right in the front. Looked a little chunky. It's going to be a good place to lay up though. About 39 in. Came in super shallow. And a really good effort there. Almost made it for an eagle. But a little tap in birdie never hurt anybody. And we head over to the 4th. A similar hole, just a little kink to the left. And a little spinny, but I don't think that's the TSI yet. Lands in a pretty good place though, 138 remaining. I don't know if I caught that good or not. I'm waiting. And there it goes. Some serious delay there. And it stays in the circle. Good thing it read it eventually. It ended up being a good shot. 172 par 3 5th hole, Coldwater Golf Links. We got the tall grasses kind of separating everything out here. And it started off right there by some apartments or some condos. So possibly related to this course. 17 chipping. Little flick. And good pace. 16.4 distance on the stat line there. And headed over to the 6th. I am using the Bluetooth connection pretty much solely now. I've figured it out by putting my Bluetooth adapter on a long USB cable and basically setting it right next to the Garmin, kind of to the side. When I had it plugged into the computers are kind of in a metal box, so I think that was most of it. But I was getting a lot of interference, and that seems to have been resolved. The Bluetooth is working well, so I don't have this kind of delay that we saw just a few holes ago, and I don't have the stat page there on the bottom left next to my swing cam. Disappointing bogey there on 6, but we're working out to get some more tiles over in the right, and then I have seen that there's some new stats coming in with that Bluetooth connector. You can actually see like tempo and swing pace, backswing and foreswing, which is kind of cool. So we'll get into some of that as time goes on. I got a video that is gonna probably be out before this one, just because it's got some channel updates. You saw that right a minute ago. The Hammer X driver, boom! Didn't give me like a 350-yard drive, but it did set me up for a nice birdie on 7 to get to -1, heading over to the 8th hole, which is a short par 3, 115. Looked a little pulled, and indeed it is. It's way outside the circles, and that birdie going away immediately with a 3-putt. Headed back towards our little condo apartments. Might be the country club. Just kind of a layup here on right at the corner, and that is a terrific 3-wood for me. We'll have 109 in, good angle, pin right in the middle. Bounce right. Oh, good effort. 4 yards left, but a par to end the front 9, headed to the back 9. Hammer X in hand again. And I was actually pretty surprised by it. Like this one, I don't know how that had 4,500 spin. That's crazy talk. But I think for throughout the rest of this round, I was just kind of grabbing drivers. At this point, I had found that my drivers all basically had cracks in the faces of them. And so I had yet to buy my TSI 2, which I currently have, and was just messing around with basically every driver in my garage here. 27. Oh, it's not going to bite. It is going to stay on the green for a bogey, however, and the +1 now above par score, headed to the 11th, 134. That looked left also. Might be coming back a little bit. Bounce. Nope. Oh, it did stay up there though. That could have been in a bunker looking straight up. Instead, just a little tap. Garmin doing a great job of capturing that and heading for a par. If you haven't seen, go check on the community tab. By now, there'll be a few pictures of the updated sim space, and we're a few videos away when this one comes out to having that all looking really nice with some new additions. So this really ain't bad. No ball speed in the Hammer X, but it does keep the spin down and put us in a good position. 92. Just fading it back side of the green. No. Not quite dialed in. I do have trouble. I have a club that goes 85 max. Like if I swing as hard as I can, it just goes higher. So my 54, I really can't bend it down and hit it a long ways. The harder I swing this, the higher and more spin. So I get max like 85, 90 out of that, and then I have a hard time taking 10 off of my 50 degree, which goes like 106, and it's my club I'd take for 100-yard swings. But to find that like 85 to 90 is kind of a tough range for me. This looking good. Oh man, it'd be sweet to hole out from 160. I haven't holed out in the game in a long time actually, in the early days of GS Pro, I don't know if the ball physics was different or the holes were more receptive. I don't want to say that, but it's possible if the code was updated during all of these updates. But I used to have more hole outs when the game first came out. Maybe the courses, like the greens, are more realistic. I don't know, but it's been a while. I think the longest one that I've holed out in the game, it was like 130 yards or something like that, on a par 4. I think it was an eagle. And then I haven't had a hole in one. I've done a couple videos where I just sit there and hit over and over trying to make hole in ones, and it doesn't happen. So eventually, I mean, I don't know anybody else who gives themselves more opportunities to hit simulator hole-in-ones and eagles and all that crap than me. So it's going to happen at some point. I'm now hitting a R7 quad. I think that's the name of that driver. It's actually pretty nice. It's a little small, but going just a little long on the long par 4 15th. Now trying to chip back to save par and stay at 1 under. Go in. Just a tap in there. And playing some decent golf here. I've had some really up and down rounds. Irons have been really funky. Iron swing has been kind of funky. But this round right here at Coldwater has been pretty good, despite... Get out of there. Okay, yeah, I wanted that to get in the fringe so that I could chip. Try and save par. Looked a little hard. Hit the flag. Dang it. Yeah, just kicked it. Trying to find 8 now, which is much harder than 22. And proving it there for a double bogey on 16. We were almost to the end of this round. 17th hole, 394 yards. I think that's the mini driver right there. That came out like a low spinning rocket. Do I need to be hitting the mini driver? Jeez. 138. Be nice to get a birdie back. Oh, good shot. Can't be mad at that. Just faded a little bit. Set up nicely though. Alright, 18th hole. Could still end this even, but it's a tough par 4, 440. I do take the mini driver again. Try and duplicate that success. And it came out in a really good window again, actually. Interesting. Sometimes it's good to see the swing on camera. 190 birdie to go to even. Landed it at 189 carry. Just sometimes I think I do. Oh my goodness. Hits the pin. Look at all the noise on that card. Those were the blue tees, Saturday pins. Let's check out the stats. Using every driver in my garage. Actually came up with some okay ones. 26 putts. No greens hit, basically. Just a lot of decent chips. The one double really killed us. And that was a fun round. Like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.